Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Aleisha. Tonight we are going to make banana cake. Number one, because I wanted to eat cake. And number two, because I have bananas.
These are things that you will need. 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I have chosen to use wheat flour. 1 1/2 cups of sugar. Now, if you're using sugar, I prefer to use stevia. And it's not that much sugary for you. And also, you only need to use 1/3 of the amount of it. There are no calories in it. And less than 1 gram of sugar. So it's very, very good for you. It's actually probably, you can look it up on the internet. There's a lot of research about it. It's stevia, S-T-E-V-I-A. So I don't like to eat a lot of sugar, so that's why I'm using stevia. And like I said, it'll be 1/3 of that. So if it's 1 1/2 cup of sugar, so you can only use 1/3 of that amount, okay? Alright, so then it is 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, and I am using sea salt, so it's 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using sea salt. Then the next thing is 1 cup of mashed red bananas. It says that's about 3 bananas, but I was able to fit 2 in here. I haven't completely mashed them up yet, but I may not do that. I might like to leave it a little bit chunky, but we'll see. I probably will get into a little bit of mashing. It says 3/4 cup of buttermilk or sour milk. Now, since I don't drink milk, I'm going to use soy milk, and I'm going to make it a little bit sour. Usually you can do that with a little bit of white vinegar, so I'm going to add that later. The last couple of things are 1/2 cup of shortening. I'm going to use margarine, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We have vanilla right here, and 2 eggs. So, it says that the first thing, you need to lightly grease a pan. So I have this cake pan right here, and I have sprayed it with some ham. I don't usually like to use that, but it's very convenient, and not so messy, so I decided to go ahead and grease it with ham.
Stir together flour, sugar, and baking powder. Okay, here I have prepared 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And now that is, like I said, wheat flour. So that's the wheat flour. And here's the sugar. Okay, see, it's very small. That's a tiny amount. That's all you need of stevia. That's a 1/2 cup of stevia. That is the third of 1 1/2 cups of sugar. So a 1/2 cup of stevia also goes in there. And then it is 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. So there's 1 teaspoon. And we have another 1/2 teaspoon right here. Okay, and this is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so the next part of it is the salt. And like I said, I have this sea salt here. Now, what I've heard is sea salt is much better for you than regular table salt, and that's why I'm using sea salt. Alright, it says add bananas and buttermilk. Okay, so I'm going to start mashing up those bananas and make my buttermilk because I haven't made that yet. And like I said, I'm going to use soy milk. So what I'm doing is I've just kind of finely cut the bananas, if you can see. I'm going to come over here so you can see these. See, I've kind of just sliced them up and I'm just poking. So it says to add that in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm using soy milk, so you want to use regular milk if you're a milk drinker. I'm using soy milk, and what I'm doing is I'm adding a tablespoon of this distilled white vinegar, and you can pretty much get that anywhere. So here's the distilled white vinegar, and that is going to most likely curdle this, and it tends to curdle right away. Yeah, see, it's already curdling. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the mixture now. And then the next step after that is to add our margarine. So I'm going to just go ahead and mix this up. You know, even margarine can be substituted. Some people, instead of oil or margarine, like to use applesauce. So if you're a stickler for fat-free food, go ahead and substitute, I think it's about a cup of applesauce for your half cup of margarine. So it doesn't look very yummy. It definitely doesn't look like cake yet, but it's getting there. And I still have some powder here, so I have to, mix that in. Add the vanilla and then beat with the electric mixer. And I have the electric mixer right beside me. So I'm going to go ahead and add that vanilla now. You can use artificial vanilla flavor. That's what I'm doing here. I do have real vanilla, but this is what I grabbed out of the cabinet, so that's what I'm using. Let's see, it's 1 teaspoon. So here's a half teaspoon. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of those. Okay, so I've already got my mixture here, and I've mixed it up just a little bit because I was worried about the powder. And I have these lovely brown eggs here. And I like to use these kind in particular. They're all grain-fed, and they're also cage-free eggs. And I get really worried about non-cage-free eggs. The chickens are maltreated, and so unfortunately have diseases. So I don't like to eat eggs like that. So this is really working out just fine. It's getting nice and smooth, and it's getting right. I like when I make a fruit cake, like apple or banana or pineapple, I like to add a little spice to it and give it a little kick or something to make it just perfect. So I'm going to give it the spice of cinnamon. Because it's going to be spicy, I'm going to rename it to the effects cake. And I will go ahead and do a few packs of that. Okay. Well, it looks like we're coming to an end here. I've got my batter all mixed up here, and I am ready to pour it into my pan.
So here's the cake batter now. It's obviously pretty thick. I went ahead and added another banana to it because I wanted to make it a bit chunky. So I know this looks disgusting, but I'm sure it's going to turn out delicious.
I put the batter in the large pan here. This is, I think, 11 by 13. My oven has heated up to 350 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And it says to bake for 35 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. 35-minute cook time, start. And by 7:50, it will be done. So as soon as that's done, I'll show you the results. Hopefully we did it right.
So the Lakers with their biggest lead of the game out of the timeout. It's up 6.5 to play in the third. It's 59 to trying to catch up with the loose ball.